Today I'm going to paint a few faces on small piece of papers. These are 5 by 7, and the reason I'm doing it is because I think I need some practice on drawing and sketching faces, especially different expressions. So I put them on small piece of paper, and I'm just gonna go without a plan. I'm just gonna come up with a plan as I paint, and hopefully I can get some creative results. So let's start with this one. Mixing up some skin color. For this one, I don't know if you can see the pencil sketch, but she's a girl with a soft look on her face, a little bit surprised, looking up a little bit. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a purplish color for her hair, and I wanted to make the whole painting very soft. First of all, I'm giving her some skin color. I'm making the pencil sketch really light. Hopefully it won't show in the end. The light can come from this side, so I'm adding a little bit of yellow for the sunlight. Oh, wait a minute. I think the sketch, I put the shadow on the nose on the other side. Oh well. Hopefully I can fix it. Brilliant. So something already has gone wrong. Although I want to do these as sketches, I'm not using a sketchbook. It's because I really like the texture of the real, well, not real, I mean the full cotton watercolor paper, especially the one with texture. If you get it in a sketchbook, first of all, it will be really expensive, and it seems to be not as easily found, especially the one with a rougher texture. Putting some shadow colors on this side, but that might be a bit too much. But it's an experiment, so we'll see. Okay, so I'll let this dry and then start with the other one. So for this one, I think it should be in blue. So I went to grab my favorite granulating blue color. It's a lunar blue. I used so much. Ooh. All right. Brilliant. It's all over the place. Maybe I should just paint like this. Don't waste any color. Also the ones in the cap. Don't know why this is so sticky. I don't want to damage the brush. So I have this brush, a nylon brush that I bought when I just started watercolor painting. So usually when this happens, I'll use this one to scoop out the paint, and I don't need to worry about damaging the bristle. It's really handy. If you leave it in there, it's gonna stuck on the groove, and then you can never open it next time when it dries. And then I can put it into my water bowl here. Put it in the water bowl here, and then just give it a brush, using the brush to swirl it in there just to really clean it out. Well, if I do this diligently, my watercolor tube rarely gets stuck. You can also clean up around here, put it on the paper so I don't waste it. So your tube will be so easy to open next time. Finally, let's get back to the painting. Since I already have some on here, maybe I'll just use these pattern and then do something similar. This pattern is quite interesting. So I guess these are the creative random things that I'm expecting to happen. Usually when I try to finish a larger painting, I'm like, okay, I don't want to screw up. I better be careful. So I never try these random stuff. So maybe this can tie to her hair texture, because this sketch, she has a short hair. This color is so pretty. Look at these granulation marks. This is her hair. I'll try not to be too detailed. I can barely see the sketch. She's looking up, so I don't want to lose the shape of her head. This is so pretty, I don't even want to touch it anymore. Maybe this can be the background. Because if I just leave it in this area, it looks a little bit top heavy. And what's amazing is that I'm only using the same color, lunar blue, and look at the granulation and separation of different pigments in there. Like, I got a lighter blue here, and the darks are really dark. Somehow I feel the ones I painted on is worse than what I splattered on at the start when I was trying to clean the tube. Guess that's the beauty of spontaneity. I think her hair, I made her hair a little bit too low, so I'm gonna just get rid of this line here. Sketch. In the sketch, I drew a tie here. She's wearing a shirt with the collar open. Not too much detail, so okay, so that's the seam of the shirt. It's an oversized shirt, so it hangs like this. Some folds. I hope you can tell it's a shirt. Oh crap, I forgot that's the tie. That's a problem. I have a very little line art here, and sometimes I forgot what I'm doing. Okay, so this is supposed to be the tie, but whatever. That's the other end of the tie. Maybe I should have done a different color. Okay, I wanted the tie to fly upwards for some motion. This side can go this way. Okay, I want some really strong color here. Also the shadow created by the tie. Okay, I guess I should stuffer this one as well. This one dries interestingly because I got a huge watermark here, I guess because the paper is not very, paper buckled a bit as it was pretty wet. So I left it like this and the water ran backwards. Oh well. Interesting. This last one. This one has a really mischievous look. I think I want to give it a lot of motion, but what color should I use? Maybe some yellow, maybe she's a little bit of blonde? Because I'm not very good at painting blonde hair. It's hard to get the depth for like when using yellow, because the shadow color is a little bit challenging. If I use a stronger, like deeper yellow, it looks a little bit boring. But if I use another color, like a contrasty color, it might make it a little bit dirty. So I was never quite sure what to do. So let's see. Ooh, I think I went too bold over there. I don't need this much of color. think I need to learn to only use the color in a small area, not all over. I guess I will do what I usually do then. Just add some stronger yellow. Here I'm using quinacridone gold. I'm imagining the light source coming down from this way, so I'm adding some shadow here. I can also do a little bit of her skin color. Because of the sunlight, I want her skin to be a little bit more yellow toned, at least on the sun side. And then I can add the reddish tone on the next layer. So I might as well put all the yellow tone on right now. This side will be the shadow side, but skin tone is a orange base, so I still can put on some yellow here. So let's just put it all over the place. Maybe I should try to put on some purple here. See what happens. Ooh. I don't usually do this, so I know there's so many amazing artists who can paint portrait and figures using all sorts of colors. I think that's what I need to learn. Because I find when I put in too many realistic colors on an anime style figure, it looks too realistic. Maybe I can figure out a way to incorporate more of these colors while still maintain the anime aesthetic. Okay, so it's not that scary because watercolor dries paler, so it's not as crazy strong, the purple. Because she has a motion like this, so I'm gonna tilt the paper like so. And let it dry like this. All right, I'm going to have lunch and come back later. Hey, I'm back from lunch, and they're completely dry. The water still buckles a bit, but actually looks not bad. The color faded a lot after it dries. It's not as strong. This one, interesting. It does look like there's some sunlight effect, so that's good. And this one, I think I lost the shape of her hair, so we'll see if I can add the details later. So I guess we can continue with this one. I think next I'm gonna try to finish up her skin. Her skin lacks a little bit of the red tone, so I'm getting some of the red color to paint to finish up the skin, so she'll look a little bit more lively, hopefully. As I said, usually I try to paint in too much detail and trying to make the transition of the color too smooth. So this time I'm trying to let go of the details and see if I can get some interesting effect. Okay, so it looks like although I have like purple, lots of purple here and blotches of color, the anime aesthetic is being kept. So that's good. Hope I don't lose it. Have to be really careful of adding the details. adding a bit more shadow around her eyes to make it look like it's the eye socket that goes in. So adding some shadow here. I think I lost the shapes of the hair here, so I'm going to add some darks here to see if I can show the strands better. Maybe more darks in the back, because it is away from the light source. Maybe I should use some purple strokes at the bottom. Not sure how that's gonna work. Let's try that. Interesting effect. It's definitely more dimensions to it once I add the purple. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm afraid of. Looking a little bit too muddy. Just going to lift some colors to see if I can get some strands. Well, but it's experimenting and it's fun and I learned something, so that's more important. Actually, it's much better than I hoped for. Once I can get some watercolor pattern in there, it does give it a little bit more motion. Maybe I can do some watermarks like this. Interesting. Now I can add some details to her face. So maybe first I'll put in the inside of her mouth so we can see what she's doing. She has a mischievous expression with her tongue sticking out. Oops. I forgot to leave some highlight on her tongue. And I think the shadow color went over here, but whatever. She looks like she has a pretty big chin. I think I need to make this edge a little bit sharper, so you can see where her face is. And the strong contrast, hopefully it makes it look like she's under strong sunlight. What color should her eyes be? Well, I think I'll put her eyes in blue color. That should make it really pop. I'm gonna use phthalo blue. Ooh. This one, putting in some water first. And then I can drop in the phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is really staining, so I have to be really careful here. I think I need to add some shadow under her bangs. Although I don't want to add too much details, but I want to put in the shadow under her eyelid. Maybe all over here, because this eye is in the shadow. I think her eyes still need some dark color in there, and I'll add the highlight later. Her body is not the focus, but I do want to show a little bit of an anatomical structure, just a little bit. Okay, I think the mouth needs to be darkened a bit to show the depth. Maybe a bit more color in the back just to define her head a bit better. And also to really show the light is from the front. Oh yeah, that's better. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna put in some highlights. Going to use the rigger. I use this little dish. I think I got it from IKEA because I don't know. I thought I got it from IKEA because it's a gray color dish. It's very easy to see the gouache. Okay. Definitely gonna put some in her eye. Fix the shape of the eye. I think the eyeball is a bit too big on this side. Also, I already left some highlights here, like some gaps between her eyelashes. So the eyelashes are catching the light. I think I can darken her eyelashes, but well, I can just leave it like this as well. As long as the white highlights shows well. Her lips are catching the light as well. Give her a little bit highlight, and her tongue. I think her tongue color can be a little bit darker, especially on this side. But I might be going into too much detail again, and that defeats the purpose. But if it's not dark enough, it's going to be hard to see the highlight. So I'm still going to darken it a bit. Okay, that's a bit better. Now putting on the highlight. The shadow on her nose can be a bit darker to show the structure. So I'm going into too much detail again. Okay, so some highlight here as well. I'll fix her chin because I got some color in there. Okay, now she has a sharper, more defined chin. Alright, I think I'm happy with this. I'm going to move on to the next one. Wait a minute. This strand can be better. See, that's the problem. I just want to keep adding details and fixing little things. That's not good. Gotta stop myself. One last stroke here. All right, move on to the next one. So the problem with this one is I lost the shape of her head, but I can definitely paint in the face first. Oh wait, let's change the water. It's all green. Alright, I'm back with clean water, and now I'm gonna put in some skin color. So for this one, the skin color, I wonder if I should just use the regular skin color or make it a little bit of more muted. So let's see. Maybe I'll make it less saturated, indicating the skin but not quite as saturated as this one. Let's see my sketch. Alright, so the sketch is here. So her hair, I was thinking to be like this. I guess I can still make it work, but these patterns created by the granulating color look so nice, I don't want to waste it. So I'll see if I can follow these patterns and build on top of this. Her eyebrow, where's her eyebrow? Somewhere here, so let me just quickly sketch her eyes so I know where everything is roughly. Her head is a bit tilted. Alright, so now I know where her head should be. So these hair are going across. This lunar blue is not very staining, so it's very easy to fix when I mess up anything. I think this part is too even, so I'm trying to change the shape of the hair for it to be a little bit more random. Now I can add some darker colors on top. This side dried, pretty much dried, so I can add some darker ones on top. Now she can have a, well, yellow eye. Yeah, yellow would be a nice color. That pops. So, well, actually it's not that menacing, so I can still keep her expression as a more gentle expression. It's not bad at all. I thought I have to make her a scary looking character. Okay, adding some darker, stronger yellow to her eye, quinacridone gold. And I should also keep darkening her eyelashes. This will definitely make her more lively. Her face color is a bit too light at the top, which is a bit weird, and her hair is not enough in front of her face. So I'm going to add a little bit more skin tone here. Although it's gonna mess up the eyebrow and whatever. It's gonna be a little bit dirty, but this whole painting, the color palette is the muted, muddier color anyway, so it's not a big deal. Okay, now I have to be bold and see if I can add more shadow around her face. Looks so dirty. I'm just so not used to painting it wet on wet for her face. Ah, messed up her mouth, so I'm gonna soak it up. Okay, I'm gonna do her mouth later, and I'm gonna let it dry. Let's move on to this one. So this one, what did I say? I think I wanted her to have purple and pink hair. So I think we can get to the hair first. So I want the hair to be really soft and kind of in and out of focus. So I'm gonna wipe off the pencil sketch even more. You can probably barely see the pencil sketch, but I can still see it off of the camera. So that's what I was wiping. Now getting some purple. Getting some really light purple mixed with a lot of water. And I'm gonna use, what is this pink? I'm gonna use this pink. It's a little bit too dark. No, maybe not this pink. I'm gonna use this quinacridone coral. Yeah, I think that works for her hair. So nice and soft. Pink, maybe her hair can be a transition from pink to purple. Maybe what I can do is to just have a few strokes here and there and and blur away the edges and let it melt with the pink, like just like this. Ooh, that's the effect I'm looking for. So hopefully I can replicate it everywhere. Forgot. Okay, so the light source comes from this side. So I'm starting from the shadow side. Let me get some water on here. Ooh, look at the paint run. It's fun. Okay, so really nice and soft hair. And it just drapes. This purple is really staining too, so I have to be careful this line stays. She has pigtail coming down. I think it's time to mix in some pink as well. Although this side will be mostly purple because it's in the shadow side. And I want to end where her shoulder is. She's, well, not wearing anything. So I think her shoulder should be somewhere around here. So the hair will end somewhere around there. Just let the paint run down. I don't know, maybe not having the strokes at all. And just let it be really fainted and really vague. Guess I can show her ear. She also have hair in front of it. Can be a little bit darker. Let the paint run. Oops. Trying to paint around where her chest and her arm meets, that part of the muscle, but then it's too wet, so I'll have to do it later. Interesting. As it's still wet, I'm going to do a little bit of lifting. It's too wet, so I can't do any lifting. Okay, so I'm going to move on to this side. So that's her hairstyle. Just have some straight and soft bands. Because the front of her face will be in focus, so I'm just going with bold strokes to put in her hair. Actually, I forgot. I should just paint the edges of her hair because I want her hair to be really soft. If I put in these strokes, it seems to be a little bit too harsh. So this side will be mostly pink. Oh, she's supposed to be a maid. I put a maid hairband on top, but I forgot about it. Luckily, I didn't paint over it. Well, it's a bit weird. She's only wearing the maid hairband because I don't know, I didn't try to come up with what kind of clothes she's wearing, but also because, well, I'm trying to do a looser painting, really trying to loosen up here, so I didn't bother to put in the clothes. But she has her maid hairband. I'm gonna paint in it right now. And you will see it in just 1 second. I'm using lunar blue again because it's granulating color, and also the granulation texture, it just looks really good as a fabric. So whenever I paint white fabric, I try to use this color. I forgot which side the light source is, so I think I mixed up some of the shadow shape. Add some details of some hair strands, but not too much. So here, I think this can go a little bit taller, otherwise it's not symmetrical. This side too, actually. Interesting. So I can put in her eyes. What color should her eyes be? Maybe just a dark blue eyes. Where's her sketch? Over here. So that's her. She's looking straight ahead. While looking, her head is tilting up a little bit, but not too much. And she has a dark and gentle eyes. Actually, before I finish her eyes, I should finish her forehead. Otherwise, her face will be as dirty as this one. This one looks a little bit scary now. I don't want this one to be scary looking. So, time to do the shadows. I think I messed up something. Her bands are too short. It's supposed to be longer than this. Well, I think I can still fix it. I'm just going to use some gouache to put it in. Well, also, I mean, I don't have to follow this sketch, although I like that sketch, but I don't have to follow it. Not a big deal. Want to give her some definitions of her collarbone. Okay, let me try to fix her hairband. I still messed it up because I don't know, the distance is not quite even, but whatever. You can tell it's a headband for a maid, and that's good enough. Yep, and the goal is not to be too detailed here. The goal is to stay loose, so that's okay. So now I can keep putting in the detail in her eyes. The shadow color and some pink ran into her iris, ran into her eye. So it actually looks quite nice. I always really like how digital artists paint the eyes. There's just, because it's digital, you can put in so much details, and it's just so amazing. Some of the eye designs are just so amazing. Now I need to put in a bit more hair here. I think there's something off with this sketch, so something is off. Something is definitely off with the sketch. Doesn't look as good as the original sketch. I mean, the sketch on here is a bit off, which sucks. Let's see if I can fix it. Maybe the eye needs to be a little bit bigger. Or not. Maybe the chin is not very defined. But I need to wait until it dries before I can do that. Oh, it's still so wet. Yeah. Her expression looks so stiff. I think also because I don't have her eyebrow yet. Okay, it's a little bit better, but still. The eyes, maybe the iris is too big. The eye shape is definitely not very good. Well, but that's okay. This is for practice anyway, and that's why I'm doing these. So I guess as long as I learn something, this is not bad. It serves its purpose. Now with this a little bit more defined, it seems a bit better. Even though her hair is nice and soft, I can't have everything soft. So I need to have some depth. So I'm going to add some really strong color here, just to set them backward. I think when I paint, I was being too careful, then it's kind of lost the spontaneity. And the looseness of the strokes. Okay, now I'm adding some stronger purple on this side. Oh, that's more interesting. Okay, that's good. Okay, so she has really long hair that's outside of the paper. Gonna strengthen her collarbone a bit. And her neck tendon. I can probably hint her chest, because I already have this watermark kind of indicating the shape. Nice! I actually got a nice little highlight here. This side, I like to paint the the armpit area, but I think I lost it, so it's under the hair. If I paint it in, it will be too unnatural, so I'm just gonna leave it. But I can show some anatomical structure for the neck. Okay, I think that's enough details. And now I'm going to make her eyebrow a little bit stronger. Oh, oops, it's still a bit wet. Okay, so I think she look a bit better now. One other issue I see is here. The shape of her eye is not quite right. Okay, yeah, that's better. Because her skin kind of frames her eye shape. Need to make the white part of her eye a little bit bigger. Some highlights on her eyelashes, and of course I want to fix her hair this time, because she has really light hair color. I want to add more of the strands on top using the gouache. See if it looks good. I don't usually do this, so it's a good experiment. Especially here, so I can separate the band and the hair in the back. Well, but once I add these, it looks like a little bit too much detail. So maybe I should add some stronger color as well. All right, so this is the second one. I think this is about it. The color, well, it didn't turn out as much, it didn't turn out as loose as I want it to be, because the hair is a little bit messy. But this area I quite like. Basically, this half of the body sets into the back, and then it's kind of a soft focus. You don't really see where her shoulder is, but I didn't paint out every single detail, so that's a win for me. I didn't quite like her hair because her hair is a bit messy. It's not how I usually paint it. I think it's just lack of a contrast. So that's why in the end I added a bunch of gouache strokes. Because my gouache is a little bit diluted, it's not bright enough. I should have squeezed out some fresh gouache for this. Anyway, it's an interesting test piece. And now we can move on to the final piece. All right, the final piece for today. What should I do first? First of all, I think this shadow color is still not dark enough, but we'll see. But because if I put on the shadow color, then I won't be able to paint the hair again. So let's hope it's dark enough. And the hair shape, I think I made her hair too big. And I need her hair to go in front of her face a little bit more. So let's start with that. So basically she has short hair and then they're blowing this way. I think I end up losing some of the nice watermarks, but that's okay. Most important thing is to get the shape right. If I can't even get the shape right, then who cares about the watermark? I guess I'll just have to practice more to see if I can make the better use of those watermarks. It's hard to get those layers right. So I think this can be a layer. This can be a big chunk. Oh yeah, I need to be able to paint the hair behind her ear. That's the important part. If I don't have these ones, it looks like her head is too flat. So this kind of frames her head. And this side, because her hair is long, it flies to the front. No. Well, I guess that works. How did I draw her face again? Let's see. Okay, so her mouth is supposed to be a little bit open, I guess. Her mouth is a little bit scary because, well, I kind of didn't do it very well here. The corner is a bit too thick. It's okay. She just looks a little bit scary. And especially her eyes are like this. Maybe let me put in more stuff into her eyes. Well, I think she still end up looking like a nut job. A little bit creepy, but that's okay. Maybe I'm trying to paint a nut job. Yeah. And that's the shadows. Need to add in the shadows that's created by her hair. Otherwise it looks too flat. Now at least it looks a little bit three-dimensional. I know, okay, these are the hair flying around over her face, and they create some shadows. This eye is still a bit weird. It's not connected to her face, so maybe I can make the eyes a little bit bigger. Oh crap, this eye is a bit too big. Tissue. I don't like it. I'll wipe it off and try again. Okay, that's a little bit better. I just need to add some highlights into her eyes. I really like her necktie. The necktie is probably the most successful part of this painting. This piece flies up, but I lost it. There. Okay, so some shadows in her eyes. created by the eyelid. And I'm going to darken her mouth a little bit. Wow, she has a complicated expression. Okay, add some shadows to the edge of her face, make it look a little more three-dimensional. Otherwise, it looks really flat. I guess the angle, I didn't do the angle very well. Okay, give her a better definition of her chin. Okay, I think now I can add some gouache to make it more three-dimensional. Well, I learned my lesson to grab some new ones. Otherwise, it'll be too diluted because the gouache dries really quickly. To melt it and to be able to use it, I need to dip it in with a wet brush to mix it with some water to melt it again. But if I melt it with water, it becomes more transparent. Then it ends up to be like a grayish thing and not very white, not very opaque, and that's not good. I want the highlight to be really bright. Okay, this time I need to add a bunch of highlights on her hair just to show that the light on the hair, the reflections, and just to show the hair is blowing this way. Alright, I think this one is good enough as well. I was going to add some earring here, but I think it might be too much because I have a lot of hair strands here. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. Alright, so here are the 3 little paintings I did today to practice my watercolor painting for faces. Mostly to see if I can loosen up and create any spontaneous results using the watercolor effect. There were more other effects that I wanted to use, for example, like the cling wrap. I was thinking to make some patterns with this or use some salt, but I mean, ideas just came up as I do it. So I'm gonna leave those techniques to try in future videos. So which one do you like the most? Let me know in the comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.